Good day, Virgin Islanders, at home and abroad, and welcome to the Government House Weekly Press Briefing and COVID-19 update for the week of October 11, 2022. Health Commissioner Justa Encarnacion is with me this afternoon for the latest in COVID-19 data and information on where Virgin Islanders, yes you, and all of our residents can get a COVID-19 test, vaccine, and booster shot. I also have Human Services Commissioner Kimberly Causey Gomez for an update on pandemic emergency assistance for needy families programs, the latest on pandemic EBT, and the upcoming She Women's Summit in St. Croix this week. I'm sorry I'm late, but I just returned, as well as my camera team, from a VIPD recruit class graduation that was held today at the DC Cannegator Recreational Center. First, I want to congratulate all the new recruits, all 17 of them and their families, for their service, and wish them a long, safe, and successful career. I also want to congratulate the VIPD on their recruitment initiatives and efforts to grow and expand their ranks. It was a really good ceremony where I reminded all of the law enforcement officers that graduated that even if they're not in VIPD, they are law enforcement officers, and it will take all of us in order to make sure that crime decreases in our territory. I also reminded them that they took that oath to uphold the Constitution and laws of the United States as applicable to the Virgin Islands and the Virgin Islands Code. That's something that I take as governor when I'm inaugurated. I want them also to remember that as citizens in this community, they are here to serve and protect us, just like I am. And they must continue to do so in a manner that's respectful, and we must return the same to them. Also, before we go to Commissioner Encarnacion, I want to thank the VIPR Friendship Committee for all their tireless work in putting on the activities this week in celebration of VIPR Friendship Day. It was an honor to host the community at Government House in St. Croix this past Wednesday, and what a fete it was. We were upstairs and the music played almost until 12 o'clock. People had a great time. They came out and showed their support for a long-lasting friendship with Puerto Rico that has really enriched the fabric of our rich culture, and especially our food and our dancing. It was also nice to share a moment with the honorees for this year. And I want to congratulate again Ms. Kanuma Simmons, who gave a rousing speech at the awards ceremony, really talking about friendship and the choice of us being friends with Puerto Rico. And also Joe Almeida, who was, this year they named the Friendship Village after him. I tell you, if you didn't go there yourself, you missed out, because the Friendship Village this year was a tremendous success. I want to thank the vendors for participating, and of course the community for coming out and patronizing our local vendors and supporting the VIPR Friendship Committee. At 7 o'clock on Saturday, the traffic was backed up every single way going to that village, and those vendors all sold out of stuff. So it was a great weekend. Thank you to Zepho and his family for the great rides. And while I was up there, I ran into a softball tournament at the DC Cannegator Ballpark. And while I did not have an opportunity to participate in the softball tournament, I did participate in the inaugural race at the newly reopened drag strip in St. Croix on Sunday. So if you didn't hear it, make sure you go on my face page. If you didn't hear it, you could hear Commissioner White screaming for his life as I shoot down the track in a Mustang GT. I got to get one of these things. Let me tell you, it was so exhilarating. I also want to say congratulations to the winners of the Rounders and Cricket Tournament that I attended on Sunday as well on the island of St. Thomas, and a warm good afternoon to the people of Ebenezer Gardens. So very eventful weekend yesterday. Had a great time doing that. But right now we're going to go to Commissioner Encarnacion to hear what we got on COVID.
Thank you, Governor Bryan, and good afternoon, Virgin Islanders. Our COVID-19 numbers continue to decrease, and although we have had a few hospitalizations, patients are recovering and returning home. That is honestly great news. The numbers for today are 42 active cases territory-wide, 29 on St. Croix, 12 on St. Thomas, and 1 on St. John. Hospitalizations territory-wide are 5 total, 1 on St. Croix at JFL and 4 on St. Thomas at SRMC. As always, we urge those of you who are not yet fully vaccinated to do so to protect yourself and to protect the others around you who may not be able to receive the vaccine. Vaccines are available at all DOH clinics, with Pfizer available from anyone 12 years and older, and Moderna available to persons age 18 and older. Vaccines for children are available at our MCH clinics. Please make a vaccine appointment for your child by telephoning 340-244-0016 on St. Croix, and on St. Thomas 340-777-8804 extension 2600. 340-776-6400 is the number you will call for St. John. The virus that causes COVID-19 changes over time, so keep your protection against COVID-19 up to date by getting the bivalent COVID-19 vaccine booster dose. The bivalent COVID-19 vaccines include a component of the original virus strain to provide broad protection against COVID-19 and a component of the Omicron variant to provide better protection against COVID-19 caused by the Omicron variant. Now, if you recall, Omicron had about 3 or 4 or even more variants, so it's important for us to consider this. They are called bivalent COVID-19 vaccines because they contain 2 components. A bivalent COVID-19 vaccine may also be referred to as an updated COVID-19 vaccine booster dose. The COVID-19 testing schedule remains the same, with services available on St. Croix Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. in the Charles Harwood Memorial Parking Lot, on St. Thomas Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., and at the Schneider Regional Medical Center loading dock on St. John, Wednesday from 12 noon to 3 p.m. in the gravel lot. DOH continues to be very pleased and to be able to announce that we have no confirmed cases of monkeypox in the territory. Heard from the director of our laboratory, Dr. Brett Ellis, this morning. We are very close to being able to test for monkeypox within the territory. So by Friday, we should be able to have monkeypox testing within the territory. That's actually a very big win for us. We have not had any positive confirmed cases, but we have had at least 15 cases that we have been suspect of. So this makes it a lot easier for us. The first Governor, Department of Health and Human Services sponsored Strength Through Health and Equity Women's Empowerment Summit took place on October 7th, and it was a colossal event in a way that is honestly difficult to explain. The attendees walked away with pearls to share and grow within. The Crucian version will be held this Friday, October 14, at the Castle St. Croix. We look forward to sharing yet another day of learning, support, renewal, and empowerment with our attendees. It is a summit for us, by us. Commissioner Kazi Gomez will be giving you a little bit more information on Friday's summit. The Department of Health would also like to thank Governor Albert Bryan Jr. for founding the Our Best Life program. The first Mind and Body Walkout Wednesday segment of the Best Life program was held last Wednesday. It was well received on all 3 islands, so please join us this Wednesday for some good old-fashioned soca Zumba at 5:30 p.m. at the Eliza McVean Clock Tower on St. Croix, the Emancipation Garden on St. Thomas, and the Orville Brown Basketball Court on St. John. It's a time to refocus, re-energize, and renew. Okay, now this is some exciting news that most of you have been waiting for. I am pleased to announce that the incentive gift cards have arrived and are available for distribution to qualified persons from our April incentive program. There's a caveat though. The community health clinics will distribute the incentive cards on a scheduled basis, and persons picking up their incentive cards are asked only to report on the day and time when contacted by the Department of Health. We will need your vaccination card and proper identification when you arrive at your appointment time. I thank all of you for your patience over this time and your continued cooperation as we work to distribute these cards in an orderly manner. Thank you so much, Governor. Back to you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And I got to say, you got a lot of good news. The Department of Health is doing a lot. It was really a personal privilege to participate in the Women's Conference last week in St. Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, I had to get through like top-notch security to get into this thing. It was a women's-only event. They wouldn't let me come on screen. I had to do it before, but it was beautiful, seriously. If you haven't, can you still register for that, or it's closed?
Well, you can still try to register. Let me just say that we had such a response. Right now, we have 185 individuals signed up for St. Croix.
Wow.
And our limit was 150, so we had to go up. So we could go up to like 120, so we're taking registrations, and if anyone else drops out, then we're accepting others as well.
I think this is really good. Women's empowerment is one of the base strategies for the Brian Roach administration in terms of we have so many struggling single mothers, women just trying to make it in today's community. We want to give them all the support we can. So this is just the first of an annual event that we want to do, empowering women. And we promise to make it more accessible. It's just so difficult to find venues to do big things. Lots of things going on. The university's busy, school's busy. So we're going to try to get more accessible places so more people could participate. And I think, Commissioner, I think next year we need to do it on a Saturday. So
we could pull people, a lot of people in.
Yeah.
I have to say one thing, though. I have to tell you, I'm ashamed to say this. I didn't know that we had the most, how would you say, the strongest woman in the world.
Yeah.
And she's from St. Croix.
Yeah.
Tamara, let me tell you something. She is awesome. And she provided so many, talk about pearls. She provided so many good feedback, back and forth. We had our live feed pulled out so many positive responses. So it was something that women of different age group, socioeconomic basis from Facebook was able to join as well. And so I have to tell you that Commissioner Bruce did an awesome job as well. And that's one of the reasons we need to pull this away and put it in a venue where everyone can come. So we're talking about that already. So we started to plan on how we can make that a difference, but still have the same level of quality that we had this week. So I'm looking for.
You know what, I made more money. But I just want to commend you on that, and that's a great thing. And then you said Wednesday, but tomorrow's Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, tomorrow's not Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. So
that's true.
Walkout Wednesday is walk out.
It's walk out and wind down. Remember?
Just making sure. But make sure you get to the one in St. Croix. If you can't get in, remember that there is the opportunity to watch it via the internet. It's going to be on all day. I know Commissioner Kazi Gomez has some information on the Women's Conference as well as some other updates from PEBT. PEEF programs for families impacted by the epidemic.
Talking about women and single families, so this is a good segue. Thank you, Governor, and appreciate the opportunity to share some updates about human services. Everyone knows since 2020, we've been really actively pursuing the Pandemic Electronic Benefit Transfer, or PEBT. It's always been hot, and that's specifically for the nutritional needs for our children and our families. And we've issued about 29 million so far since 2020. But today, it gives me great pleasure to announce that we have the summer 2022 rolling out for PEBT. So what this looks like is that this morning, cards were loaded. And that is for eligible children across the territory. It's about $5.6 million total. And this award is an extension of the Food and Nutrition Services, or FNS, which was our approved state plan to operate pandemic EBT for our eligible school children. Again, the school children who receive summer PEBT, you're going to wonder who was enrolled, but you had to be enrolled in a public, private, or parochial school in May of 2022. That would make you eligible for it. If you were not enrolled in school in May of 2022, you're not eligible to receive this. It's a one-time payment this time of $455. So if you don't have your card, you lost it or whatever, and you need help or assistance, there is some instructions. If you do have your card, it's on the back of it. But we have a phone number, 340-772-7120, or email pebt@dhs.vi.gov. with the subject line PEBT, and we'll be glad to help you. Again, that's K through 12, public, private, and parochial schools, and if you were in school on May of 2022. This will include in-person, virtual, or a hybrid mix. So I know before it was just virtual, but this time we've done a hybrid mix of it. So we've got a lot of calls about PEEF, or otherwise known as Pandemic Emergency Assistance Fund. We had some funds that we wanted to make sure that those that didn't really make the cusp of the salary for some of the other benefits, this was helpful. We had an overwhelming response of applications, which took a lot longer that we needed to review and process. So we're going to begin that distribution next week, and we're going to have a formal schedule of who's going to receive what and when, and we'll do that plan by Friday, so everybody will understand it, because it's a little bit more complicated than for today's discussion. But we'll make sure it rolls out on Friday, and it'll be delivering beginning next week. Again, our She conference, as Commissioner indicated, we had an amazing day on Friday, and we truly appreciate you being there. Our First Lady was there, and so gave some real remarks. And we brought some people that are from here, that are physicians and some other talent back to the Virgin Islands to give back, which was really enriching for all of us. So we thank you for your vision. That one little conversation of like, hey, we should do a women's summit, and here we are. So registration is kind of closed, like Commissioner Canasian said. So if in the event that people bow out or cancel, we'll be happy to take you. But those that are pre-registered, or you have any questions, we do have a website. It's SHE, S-H-E, Women's, more than one, Summit, .mystrikingly.com, and that's good information on there. It'll help you out. Anybody that's registered, you will be getting an email, so it's okay. We'll talk about parking. Parking is a big deal, especially since it's at the castle this year. So we're going to park at the DV Casino lot, and then we're going to take you back up via shuttle. So the shuttle's going to run on Friday, October 14th again, between 7 and 9, noon and 1, and 3:30 and 6. So when you arrive at the castle, we'll be right there. Our teams from Department of Health and Human Services, registration area, our breakfast and lunch, and of course our meeting rooms are all upstairs on the upper level. You know, we're not really quite out of hurricane season yet, and I always like to keep that right there. That you're making sure that you're prepared and staying vigilant. We still have the Elder Dependent Adult and Disabled Persons Registry, which is under Act 8058. And so anyone over 60 years older that has a disability or you live alone can sign up for the registry. So please don't hesitate to stop by. And if Human Services or BMV or the election system, if you're not able to do that, then don't hesitate to call us at 340-774-0930, extension 4108, or on St. Croix at 772-7148. So some good information, some good stuff coming out for our children and families, which is what we're focused on, and of course our elderly. So back to you, Gov.
Thank you, Commissioner. So I like to say it in English, like, so people routinely refer to this program as food stamps, right? So if you have a child that was enrolled in school between pre-K and 12th grade.
It's going to be K. The summer is just for kindergarten through 12th grade.
So kindergarten through 12th grade.
You don't have to have food stamps in order to get it.
And then you just have a child enrolled in public school, and any private school, or only the ones that participate in the lunch program?
Only those. Only
the ones that participate in the lunch program. You got a card before, that card has now $450 on it. If you've lost the card, you could call DHS. They have a number so they can get you a good card. So that's $450 of free.
Per child.
Per child. So if you got 2 kids, that's $900 to make some more cheering. This is $900 you're getting in free food coming at you. That's good stuff. And then we have stuff for our senior and elderly as well, and some other assistance, pandemic for families. So it's good because, I mean, inflation has eased off a little bit in terms of gas and stuff, but rent and everything else and food doesn't seem to ever go down. No. I mentioned earlier that we had an eventful VIPR Friendship Weekend, but we really just had a busy year. But last week was filled with a lot of things for our community, for our small business owners, taxi drivers, local vendors in the hospitality industry, and for our economy and tourism product overall. Last week, we officially completed an agreement with Royal Caribbean to increase cruise passenger travel to the island of St. Croix threefold, from a little more than 40,000 passengers to 120,000 passengers starting the first week of November. In addition to the increased traffic, Royal Caribbean and the Virgin Islands Port Authority have agreed to a 40% increase in the passenger head tax from $5 to $7 per passenger. For St. Croix, this is like incredible that we're not only charging, but we actually increased the passenger per passenger rate. So there's no question that this is going to equate to a boom in our local economy, and to the vendors, taxi drivers, and small businesses in Frederiksted. I'm saying we need to go out there and make it happen. I'm really looking forward to a prosperous cruise season in St. Croix. We have big things going on into St. Thomas too. We have a lot of new stuff, a lot of new passengers coming in as a result of some rerouting of ships in October, November, and December. If you notice there, right by Fort Christian now, that whole place is cleared. We're going to be having a little bit of rerouting of the traffic in order to accommodate the vendors' plaza. We want to take up some of those spaces because we want to be able to allow our vendors to take advantage of these extra passengers coming. And we're getting ready to set up all our kiosks. It's going to be great. So we're going to have a brand new vendors plaza there. And then across the street, the bathrooms are getting closer and closer to being finished. So we have downtown bathrooms in Charlotte Amalia. We also redoing the ones in St. John in Cruz Bay as well too. So look forward to that, and a great tourism season. Joe Bashelti, our tourism commissioner, is all over the place. He was in Puerto Rico last week, where the Virgin Islands was named #1. Let me tell you again, #1. Remember that number, #1 in tourism in the entire Caribbean for being back to pre-pandemic and recovered. So we're doing really good. We had a little. This is September. We had storms in Florida, which is offsetting our tourist flow a little bit. But don't worry, November is fast approaching. So let's get spruced up. Let's get ready to get those tourists in here. As a reminder, we're still pressing forward with our Best Life campaign. Walkout Wednesday may be over, but we're inviting you to our Mind and Body Walkout Wednesday, every Wednesday at 5:30. That's tomorrow, people. And that's territory-wide. All ages are welcome. We're going to have Zumba out there, and also the holistic benefits of yoga, mindfulness, meditation, and breathing exercise. It offers a unique full circle to your physical and emotional well-being journey. So bring a friend, bring a family, auntie, whoever, and sign up for more. Sign up at ourbestlifeusvi.com. Finally, I want to congratulate Coach Eldridge Burlake for he was honored this past Friday by the University of the Virgin Islands as the namesake of University Sports and Fitness Center in St. Thomas. So congratulations, Coach Blake, on that tremendous honor for you. I'll take some questions from the press while we're here. We don't have any. That is fantastic news. Otherwise than that, it's a short week in the Virgin Islands. We got a 4-day, but plenty happening throughout the week. Tomorrow we graduate another police class in St. Thomas. More recruits adding to our law enforcement tenure, so look out for that. Great stuff for the weekend too. Other than that, have a fantastic day. Take care. Love you.